Wagwan, Wagwan. Welcome back to the DIY Yardie channel. Welcome if it's your first time. Doing ABS sensor replacement. This car is showing a P0500 code, which can be the ABS sensor or a speed sensor on the transmission. But with a good bidirectional OBD scan tool, you can usually get a pinpoint of what sensor exactly is the culprit in this case. Okay, so on this video, I'm doing the right rear wheel sensor, and it sits right above the rear axle behind the wheel rotor. Okay, so that's getting the bolt out. Then we'll work on getting the sensor out of there. Okay, so normally, these sensors will pop right out, but being that, this car is a 2002, the sensor has been in there for a while, so we've got a little bit of oxidation, built up over the years. So trying to pry it out with a screwdriver, and it's not really coming out of there very easily. So I think the best bet here to prevent it from breaking off, which you really don't want to have that happen, is to just grab a hold of it with a pair of vice grips. You can see I'm trying to do it by hand there, it's not budging. Alright. So I'll use some vice grips, grab a hold of it, and you want to clamp the vice grips on it, but not to the point where you break or crack it. You just want to grab a hold of it where you can hold it, like I'm doing there. Rock back and forth while pulling up on it. Okay. So remember, this is the old one. We're not going to reuse it, so it's no problem if it gets damaged, but you still don't want it breaking off in the hole. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and get it removed from all the clamps and brackets that it's locked into here, and I'm going to pay attention to how you remove it, because you're going to have to route it back in that same exact position. Okay, and also in the description box for this video, I'll have parts listed and a lot more information that may be helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, get this part removed. And like I said, keep paying attention to your routing. Okay, because you want to pretty much put it back in the same position that you removed it from the car. Alright. So a couple of issues that bad wheel sensor can trigger is, for example, limp mode. Limp mode on your car is basically when it won't let the car accelerate as normal. So you'll have a lazy acceleration, or not the full power the car is normally having. You might notice a difference in the way the transmission shifts. Your ABS lights may be flashing on and off. There are quite a few different symptoms of a bad ABS sensor. That's just a couple of them that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay, so once we get this old sensor out of there and a new one installed, then you're going to have to reset the computer. And once the computer is reset, then you can test drive the car and see if this takes care of the problem. So it might take a few days of driving to see if everything is okay, or If the code comes right back, then there's some other issue along. This is not the only issue. There's something else going on there. All right, so this little clip I'm depressing here is to get the sensor, separated from the car. Trying to do it with one hand while I'm filming. It's not working out too well, so put the camera down. Use a screwdriver to depress that little clip. Get that old one out of there, get the new one. So the same way the old one came off, this is the new one. The same way you're going to make sure it's aligned and reconnect it to the car. Okay, so just line it up, plug it in just like that. Get it back in place. You'll notice, these sensors, they have little rubber grommets that have to lock into these little connectors here, like this one. Okay, it's a rubber grommet that's built onto the cable, and you have to get it in that area there. So that is what actually holds the sensor cable in place. Alright, so I'm using the handle of my socket. I don't want to use anything sharp. You want to use the blunt end of the socket to push that into place. All right. At this point, I'm just routing the cable, pretty much the way it was originally routed with the old cable. And please, consider giving a thumbs up. It really helps, let YouTube know that doing an okay job. And if you like the video, you can consider subscribing. It is totally free to subscribe, but it will help my channel to grow. I am a small YouTuber, but trying to grow my channel, and the subscribing and the thumbs up will definitely help me in that area. Okay. What I'm doing here now is still on the routing of the cable, and make sure it's locked in place pretty well, because while you're driving you don't want the cable flapping around. You have sticks and stuff that as you drive, these things pop up on the roadway and stuff like that, so you want to make sure your cable is secure. You don't want to have it just hanging out loosely. You want to make sure it's nice and tight, firmly secure. So this one locks in here. Reposition it under. And lock it in a clip. And the next step is mounting it back onto the area there where it sits. Okay. So I was trying to just push this back in place, but like I said, the hole there has some oxidation in it. So if you have something, like a wire brush or something that can get down in there and clean that out, that's a good idea. To clean it out some, get some of that oxidation out of there. And it's a good idea, to that blow that out once you do that. Okay, I ended up using a little bit of lube, to put on there. Reset my code with bidirectional scan tool. That took care of my issue. I am DIY Yachty. Hope this video was helpful.